made me. Daedalus, the great inventor and caring father, hadn't always been so caring, or do all heroes have their faults? Once a man named Daedalus lived in Athens, the Greek city whose protector was Athena, the goddess of wisdom. One day, Daedalus was making a statue of Athena, and the goddess loved it so much she decided to give him special powers. Thanks to her, he became Athens' top inventor and builder. Everyone admired his cleverness at making gadgets, and the builders saw promise had battlefield for years. Even Aegeus, the king of Athens at the time, counted on Daedalus for advice about new buildings and special projects.
But it wasn't enough for Daedalus to be the greatest inventor in Athens. He wanted to be the only inventor in Athens. He couldn't stand anyone else getting recognition. The great inventor even became worried that his own nephew, his apprentice, would steal some of his glory.
Scene 1. The Fall. In Athens, Daedalus' reputation as a wise man, clever inventor was growing. He soaked up praise from others, especially his family members.
Who would have thought it? I hate to admit it. After all those fights we had as kids, the lion brothers between us.
Sister, you look like you ate something that's in the fridge, dude.
Well, brother, it's not my lunch. It's just that I'm remembering my mother always flogged me. And then I'm feeling sharpen your brain like a pencil. Some people get old alone.
Now, don't get upset just because I'm famous and you're not. My ideas will help the whole city. And if I can ever do you a favor, please let me know.
I was hoping you'd say that. My son Charles loves building things around the house. He built a doghouse that is so comfortable, the dog refuses to come out. Then he built a mousetrap that's so attractive, the mice have been lining up to try it out. Please take him on as a friend. He's in Southern April. He's not like it.
I don't really need anyone right now.
He'll work for free. You must need someone to clean out around here. Take out the garbage? Surely a king didn't give you a special talent for that.
All right. Having a kid like him around will allow me more time for my important work. He'll start tomorrow. But he must remember that I'm very busy with very important people. So he needs to stay out of my way.
So Daedalus, a youth about 12 years old, came to stay with his uncle Daedalus. At first, he quietly went about his chores in the inventor's shop. He cleaned up the tools, washed all the dishes, and took out the rubbish.
One day, a carpenter came to the shop to ask Daedalus' help. Daedalus was sweeping up in the corner.
I need a tool that can cut through wood quickly and easily. Chopping wood is an act too messy and takes too long. Can you help?
Maybe if you use a bigger axe or spear. Let me think about it. Come back in a day or two and I'll have something for you.
When the carpenter left, Daedalus spoke up.
Uncle, look at this drawing I made. It's a kind for a tool I call a saw. It can cut the wood more easily than an axe.
How does it work?
See the sharper options that look like teeth? They cut right through the wood and they move me back and forth across the wood. I came up with the idea one night when I was taking out the garbage. I saw a fish skeleton and it made me think.
Didn't I tell you not to stir my thinking? Give me that silly drawing. Go back to your chores.
But Daedalus didn't throw away the silly drawing. He used Daedalus' idea to make a saw of metal. The next day, the carpenter came back to the shop.
I didn't think of it as a saw, as you call it. You really are clever.
Oh, it just came to me one night as I was taking out the garbage.
Daedalus took all the credit, but Daedalus wasn't discouraged. He thought that someday his uncle would recognize his task.
Look what I made, Uncle. I call it a compass. You can use it to draw a perfect diagram and measure things exactly.
Give me that and stop going around. You've got work to do. Got to do something about this point before I become the second best inventor in Athens.
That night,
got to the roof of the temple, Daedalus carried out his evil plot.
I've been asked to build a statue for that side of the tower. You know the edge, and tell me if you think it's possible.
Well, it sure looks dangerous, but if you say so.
As Talus leaned over, Daedalus gave him a swift push, which sent the youth hurtling toward the paving stone. But before he hit the ground, he quickly caught his arm, and miraculously began to move skyward. You see, Athena had washed the bottom pole and stepped in. In a flash, she turned Talus into a bird, a partridge to be exact, and so spared his life. Then she had a few words with her former favorite.
You are a very sick man, Daedalus. I'm tempted to take back all the powers that I've given you. But I won't. Instead, I'm going to banish you from Athens. You will wander about the world praying that someone will take you in. Fate will have other punishments as
Scene 2. Rise and downfall. Daedalus wandered about, sailing from country to country, till he came to the island of Crete, whose evil King Minos was a great inventor. Daedalus was hired on the spot, and he soon settled down, married, and had a son. The boy's name was Icarus, and Daedalus loved him very, very much.
Now, after years of working for Minos, Daedalus was given the job of designing the ladder that would house Minos' newest pet, the Minotaur. The Minotaur was a powerful creature that was killed by a demon named Theseus. But when Theseus escaped from the ladder, taking Minos' daughter Ariadne with him, someone was going to have to take the heat from Minos. That person was Daedalus.
Gods, bring the adventure to me.
The palace guard brought in Daedalus, his hands bound behind him. A few steps behind the inventor, also bound, stood his son, Icarus.
What should I do? Theseus killed the Minotaur and escaped the ladder. Only you could have helped me do that. To make matters worse, he'd run off to my dear Ariadne.
Should we execute him now, Your Highness?
No, I just thought of a fit punishment. Take the inventor and his son, sent to the maid who leads you without further war. Let the inventor be tried by his own invention.
Daedalus' fist became a mass at his chest. When he had made the ladder, even he got lost in this, unless he had his master friends with him.
I have one request, Your Highness. My son is afraid of the dark. Can we please have a supply of candles to take with us? So at least his last hours would be a little less frightening?
Very well. Have your candles. That way you can see each other stop.
Scene 3. In the maze. Daedalus and Icarus were blindfolded, brought to the center of the maze, and set free. The guards retraced their steps, keeping the inventor and his son in their place, and threatening them with swords and spears.
Mother, what will we do? I'm already hungry. Looks like a slow arrow fell in this.
I'm thinking as fast as I can, son. But even if we escape from this maze, Minos' army will catch us. If we make it to the sea, the king's navy will capture our ship before we're a mile from shore.
Daedalus stayed awake all that night. He had just about given up hope when the chirping of birds signaled that the sun was about to rise.
It had to be a bird to escape from Minos. That's it. Wake up, my son. That's work to do.
What? Father, are you not crazy?
Just listen to me. Remember those bird calls I taught you? Use them now. Call down as many birds as you can. Quickly.
Icarus made sounds that imitated calls of blackbirds, seagulls, hearing the call, the birds swooped down toward the inventor and his
wings for himself and his son. Then they practiced with the wings until they knew that they could fly.
Before we go, pay attention to my words, Icarus. Don't fly too low, or the spray from the sea will wet your wings and pull you down. But don't fly too high either. If you fly too close to the sun, the wax holds the feathers together and melt and fall into the sea. Father, I promise I will obey you.
The two set out at the break of day. They flapped above the walls of the labyrinth and out over miles of sand. The people below didn't know what to think when what they saw in the early morning sky.
That's the strangest pair of birds I've ever seen. Let's get you guys, isn't it? I think I'd better go back to sleep.
Once they were away from Iris's island, Daedalus and his son whooped and shouted.
We're free as birds! Just remember what I told you. Be careful. It feels greatly for
Flying, soaring, what a dive I can do, look how high I can go.
This is no time for fooling around, son. Stay close behind me. We've got to get to land as soon as we can.
When his father's back was turned, Icarus spread his wings and soared as high as he could. He felt the rays of the sun warming his body. He like the currents of air take him even higher, just as the tide will sometimes carry a swimmer deeper and deeper.
I'll catch up with my father in a minute. After being in that cold lab, it feels great to fly. Something so good. But something began to grow terribly wrong. Icarus's wings began to get heavier and heavier. He started to feel melting wax running in his arms. When the boy turned to look to see what was happening, he saw a feather drop from his wings. Now he remembered what his father had said. "Oh no! Father! Help me!"
But the boy was far behind, and his voice could not reach his father's ears.
Before long, hundreds of feathers were falling from the wings of Daedalus, and Icarus was dropping fast to the blue sea below. He waved his arms frantically, and it did no good.
Flying ahead, Daedalus was lost in thought.
Now, if I could build wings for an entire army, that would be something. Why have to create surprise wings? I would be king. Icarus, how long do you think it would take me to do?
Turning around, he saw that he was alone in the beautiful cloudless sky. His heart pounded as he circled back. Then he saw with fear of us, Icarus was floating like this in the sea.
Daedalus landed on the first island he saw and convinced the fishermen there to bring back the body of his son.
As he said goodbye to his son, he noticed the bird sitting on a branch of the tree overlooking the green. It was a partridge, the kind of bird his nephew Talus had become when Daedalus pushed him off the temple of Venus so the world could live. At last Daedalus understood how long and cold that planet had been, now that his own son's life had been taken from him.